those of you that saw our ammonium nitrate powder video, or as we like to call it, Illudium Fosdex, you might remember me saying that that was the best black powder that I have ever used. Well, certainly the best black powder that I've ever made, and probably used as well. It was absolutely bitchin' powder. And we've done some other Illudium Fosdex experiments where we've upped it. We started with 5%, and that's where we liked it. We did try it a little higher, and it was pretty good. But one of the things that I wanted to do was find a substitute for ammonium nitrate, because ammonium nitrate is expensive and it's a little hard to get a hold of depending on where you're getting a hold of it from. You gotta sign articles and all that stuff. You get your name on a list and stuff like that. So what this is 77-13-10. So that's 77% potassium nitrate, 13% charcoal. The charcoal is Osage Orange, cooked for roughly 2 hours at 600 degrees Fahrenheit in our pyrolyzer, which is our electric kiln that we use to make charcoal. And 10% sulfur with 5%, ready for it, Alliant Reloader 7. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some FUDs and safety rangers that are going to be really thrilled about this, but trust me, it works out okay. Better than okay, actually. Now, much like the Illudium Fosdex, if you start adding particular elements like that, it can sensitize your black powder, meaning that if it is impacted hard enough, it could go off. Some of you might have heard the story where once upon a time we tried the 10% red dot. At the time we called it hybrid powder. And it was volatile and wildly inconsistent. Very powerful, but wildly inconsistent. So we went with a slower burning nitrocellulose powder like Reloader 7. By the way, this also works with 5744 if you're interested. And if you guys want to see that, we can show you that too. So 77-13-10 with 5% Reloader 7. Now, I milled the Reloader 7 separately by itself. Then I put it into the black powder and milled it for 24 hours, our new container using brass media, and pressed it to a density of 175 and sorted it to 3F and glazed it for roughly 6 hours. And it came out looking not nearly as shiny as my usual 6-hour glaze. And not that that's really all that important, but it was just something that I noticed. So, the firearms that we're using for this particular test are my Remington New Model Army, using 25 grains and a 4.57 round ball. My 61 Uberti Navy model. And for this, we used both a 15 grain charge and a 140 grain conical, and a 25 grain charge and a 3.76 round ball. And the rifle is my Killer Southern Mountain Rifle, using 50 grains, a 4.40 swaged ball, and a 20 thousandths pillow ticking patch. And all of the shots are primed with the same powder they are charged with. So here is the 5% Reloader 7 powder. Okay, so we'll just get some baseline numbers. So this is 25 grains of 3F Swiss with a 4.57 round ball in our Remington New Model Army. This should be around 900 or low 9s. .916.
All right.
890. 889.9. 882. 951. 863. So that averaged 899.9,
Okay.
which is right about where it usually is. So this is 25 grains of our Alchemy powder. This is the 5% Reloader 7. So 25 grains in a 4.57 round ball. And this should be less wild than our first attempt at this, right?
Yeah, well, it's half the amount of Alchemy and a different kind of Alchemy.
I don't know what different kind, but it's not as much anyway.
Well, it's not red dot, that's what I mean.
.908. .822.
Okay.
.884. .861. .864. I got one more shot? I think I do.
Yep.
I think I yanked that one.
845.
.845. That was slower.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. 864 is what that averaged.
Yeah, the other was 889.
899.9.
Oh, okay, 899.
Okay, so now we have our 61 Navy with 15 grains of 3F Swiss and a 140 grain Gone Navy conical. Now this should be right around 800. $750. That felt a little better. $784. $756. $756. I think it's still a little oily. I could feel it. I could hear it hanging just a tad, ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
That's not supposed to happen to me. $783. $763. Yeah, it's I capped it off like I usually do, but I think it's a little oily. I could hear it hanging just a tad.
Yeah.
Pop bang. $763. $766 average.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little low. It should be around
It is.
800.
Yeah, usually it's about...
That might be a little bit skewed. I can hear it. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear it.
Well, either way, should be around 800. It's a little low today. Not the end of the world. Okay, so now we have our 61 Navy with 15 grains of our 5% R7 powder and a 140 grain Gone Navy conical. And we'll see if it looks just as underwhelming. $802. $837. $827. $846.
Okay.
$813. $828. So that averaged 825.
What did it average before the other time?
Well, it was low.
Yeah, I know.
It was kind of low. It was 750, where usually with 3F Swiss it'd be around 800, high 700s, right about 800.
But comparing it to our baseline, we picked up.
Something I've noticed with this, and I'm sure it has to do with the conicals making more pressure, being a heavier projectile, is we'll see a gain in this, maybe not huge, where we won't see any with a round ball in the Remington, or maybe even a slight loss.
Yeah.
So even if you want to compare baseline numbers to maybe not today, because again, it was kind of low for this, it still is pretty good. Not a tremendous increase in velocity. And I don't see one hole in there. I don't know where I'm hitting.
Actually, I think I do see some holes.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the target, and then we'll take these apart and see how they look. It's not nearly as bad as I was expecting. It seems like that thing does shoot a tad to the right, or maybe it's just me, but that's not nearly as bad. I couldn't see those at all from down there. That sure looks pretty clean to me. I mean, it's only 6 shots, but that looks pretty good. It definitely is Swiss clean, if not a little bit better, at least what it looks like to me.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah.
Hard to say. Can you see down there and get any idea? It looks like the Navy's a little bit cleaner, but you're burning considerably less powder too.
Yeah, it's hard to see in there.
Yeah. With the duplex loads, it's not really that you gain an incredible amount of velocity.
It's usually just cleaner.
It's just that it's that much cleaner.
Yeah.
And it is considerably cleaner.
Yeah.
It's kind of up in the air. We'll know more with the rifle.
Yeah.
But let's try a full chamber in the Navy.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 with a full chamber, which is about 27 grains of our 5% R7 powder and an 80 grain round ball. We'll just see what it does. I know 3F Swiss will be around 1200, so if we're close to that, it might not be so bad. But there's a lot of compression with this.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see how it does. $12.84.
Now, was that the Swiss?
This is our powder.
Okay.
Woo! 1303.
Okay.
$12.63. So yeah, that averaged 1284. You want me to put 3 shots of Swiss through it real quick just to see what it does?
Yeah.
Why not? So now we have a full chamber worth of 3F Swiss with the same 80 grain round ball. And this should be in the 1200s as well. So here it goes. $12.14. $12.35. Yeah. I've noticed this with this thing.
Yeah.
You really get a powerful load in there, it'll wad those caps up a little bit. $12.52.
Okay.
So that averaged $12.34.
So it was faster.
Our stuff was $12.84.
That's okay. Yeah.
So okay,
it's a bit faster.
it's faster. Okay. This is 50 grains of our 5% Reloader 7 powder. And we're shooting at the one on the far right, yeah?
Yep.
Is that a 9 of red?
I think it's a 5 of hearts.
Oh, that was way off. Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
It looks like there's too many dots on there to be a 5.
Maybe it is a 9?
Either way, the one on the far right. So,
You'd think I'd remember. I was just up
you
there.
were just up there? Okay, shot number 1. $19.10.
Okay, that's a good start with a cold barrel.
Well, I did take a fouling shot like I
okay.
usually do. Okay,
I can see
that's a good start.
Yeah.
Okay. Shot number 2. There's way too much in there. $18.84.9.
Okay.
Okay. Well, seems to be okay so far.
Well, it's only number 3, so.
Okay. Shot number 3 with the 5% Reloader 7 powder. $18.95.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty damn good. Shot number 4. $19.08.9. That average, Derek, $18.99.9.
Ah!
Can I try one more shot? Can I take one more shot?
Swab it.
Oh, do I need to? Let me do. Come on.
Yeah, no. Let's do one more. One more. All we need is one more 1900 shot.
Okay, so this is shot number 5 because we're just trying like hell to get over that 1900 average. Okay, here we go. $19.09.7. That has an average of $19.01.9.
Yes!
Ah! Finally! Okay. Now, we'll see how clean it is or isn't. And just from how easy it's loading, it sure feels good.
Feels promising.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Problem is,
watch at your feet.
it looks just like all these oak leaves on the ground over here.
Exactly. That's the downside.
Well, there it is, Derek.
What you got?
Sure looks pretty good. Hardly any crunchies at all.
Oh yeah.
Hardly any crunchies at all.
Yeah.
Fouling's nice and soft. That's pretty bitchin'. But definitely cleaner than just standard Osage at 77-13-10.
All right.
Most definitely. Finally got over a 19. Of course, we had to cheat and use nitrocellulose.
Yeah, I had to use some nitro, but
yeah, that is damn impressive right there.
nice.
And the cool thing is, even though you're using a little bit of only a 5% cheat, it works in a flintlock bitchin'.
Yeah, it does.
Works
It lights
really
off.
well in a flintlock.
It lights off great.
It does. Lights off really good. We lit it off on the ground. It looked impressive.
Yeah.
It looked energetic.
Yeah.
And this is only milled for 24 hours in the new mill.
Yeah. Well, it sure is nice to be able to cut our meal time in half.
Yeah, that is really
That
bitchin'.
that is serious.
Yeah, well, and you know what I was thinking about is if it still works out that way with the better shouldn't say better, with the lower density carbon sources like toilet paper or balsa, probably could do it in 12.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. This thing, man, bitchin'. That is impressive, Derek.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
There's no chunks, nothing.
No, it's just, and the fowling's soft.
Yeah.
Fowling's nice and soft. I could load that probably another 5 or 7 shots.
Bitchin'.
Yeah. Okay, well, you want to do a few shots of Swiss just to see?
No.
No, I don't want to give Swiss a chance to beat us.
No.
You know what? Let's just take a couple of shots, okay?
Yeah.
Let's just take a couple of shots. Go ahead and get the target camera.
Where is the? All right.
Now we'll do 50 grains of 3F Swiss. This is, in fact, Swiss. We are still at 50 grains. Nothing's fucking changed.
You sure you don't want to put it at, like, 48?
48.2 grains. It's right on the line at 50. You want to see?
No, I'll take your word. For
Okay, well, okay. Shot number 1 with 3F Swiss, and I thoroughly cleaned it and took a fouling shot.
Did you reset the?
And I reset the chronograph. So,
Okay.
shot number 1, 3F Swiss, 1840.
Good. Now go slower.
Now stay there. Shot number 2 with 50 grains of 3F Swiss. Oh, that felt good. 1884.8.
Okay.
Okay, shot number 3 with 3F Swiss. Oh, 1812.
What the hell?
It's okay, it's just the lowest shot.
I.
That averaged 1846,
I'll take it.
which is usually about it, right? Mid 18s to high 18s.
Yeah.
And it's, 85 degrees.
It's not super hot.
It's not super hot.
It's not cool.
Pretty comfortable for our neck of the woods, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, I guess, is why was the performance in the Remington less than stellar? It was slower, but we've seen that before with that thing.
Yeah.
It'll be about the same, if not a little bit less.
But we'll see. We'll try it in the Navy.
And it'll be the same or better.
Yeah. I don't know what that's all about.
You know what? I don't know either. I'm not a chemist, but I do play one on TV, on YouTube. That's why I called it Alchemy. It's like I'm not a chemist, so why does it do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, boss.
Now this should look just like normal 3S Swiss. Just as good as it usually does would be my guess.
In their ways.
It's just a matter of whatever works for you. That looks just like what I would expect from 3F Swiss after 2 or 3 shots. 3 shots in particular.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, that actually looks just about as clean as
it looks about as good as our other one with 5 shots.
Yeah.
I would say. Overall, Derek, in a rifle, certainly that stuff is bitchin'.
Oh yeah.
That stuff is really, really bitchin'.
Clean and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you, it's pretty good.
That looks pretty good. Not bad for offhanding it, I reckon.
No, not at all.
Now, just in case anyone is new here, we compare all of our powders to Swiss black powder. Swiss is objectively the highest quality black powder that you can buy. You don't have to like it, but that is definitely the way it is. So, with the Remington, with 25 grains of 3F Swiss and a 4.57 diameter ball, we saw an average of 899.9 with a max spread of 88.1, and that is exactly where I would expect to see 25 grains of 3F Swiss in that thing. We've done this several times to get baseline numbers. We do it every time we go out, though. And it's usually right about 900 or really low 9s. Now, with the 5% Reloader 7 powder, we saw an average of 864 with a max spread of 86. So a little bit slower, which wasn't the end of the world because we've seen this with the Remington before when it comes to the Illudium Fosdex powder. It also was a little bit slower like that. Not a tremendous amount, but enough to notice. Now, as far as the Uberti 1861 Navy is concerned, I had just shot this the night before, and I had cleaned it, and I had hosed it off with WD-40 and wiped it off. And even though I capped it off, that first 6 shots with 3F Swiss was about 50 feet per second slower than I usually see 3F Swiss. So for this particular go, with 15 grains of 3F Swiss and 140 grain Iris-Gone conical, we saw an average of 766 with a max spread of 34. And you can see I put a note in there saying the velocity is lower than usual. Normally it's right around 800. Now, the 5% Reloader 7 powder had an average of 825 with a max spread of 44. That is about what I would usually see Swiss at, right about 800 or low 8s. Also, with the Navy, I don't know if it really comes through on the camera, but those first shots with Swiss, there was an audible hang. I could hear the cap go off and then the charge go off. But it only did it that first time, so there's that. Also, with the Navy, with 25 grains of 3F Swiss and an 80 grain round ball, we saw an average of 1234 with a max spread of 38.5. But our 5% Reloader 7 powder saw an average of 1284 with a max spread of 40. So a good 50 feet per second increase there, which I thought was interesting. I think this is something that we've seen also with the AN powder where you get a heavier projectile or more compression and it'll give you better performance. Well, higher velocity anyway. As far as the rifle is concerned, this is where it's really interesting. With 3 shots of 3F Swiss as a control, we saw an average of 1846 with a max spread of 72. We've chronographed 3F Swiss in that rifle every time we've done a test for the last probably 3 or 4 tests now, and it's usually right about 1850. We've seen it a little higher where it's as high as 1880. We've even had some lower ones, but usually right about 1850 is what we usually see. We do have one low shot at 1812. That's a little on the low side. But in the last one we tested the day before, it was 1884, I believe. Either way, with 50 grains of our Reloader 7 powder, and we did a 5 shot just to make sure, we saw an average of 1901.9 with a max spread of 25.2. So, not only did we beat the snot out of Swiss by 50 feet per second in the rifle, that is the first time we've had a solid, honest to goodness, over 1900 foot per second average in the rifle with 50 grains of 3F powder. So, hooray. Now, the really bitchin' thing about this is the fouling is really soft. It's really, really clean. It's consistent. It's accurate. And it's very, very powerful. Now, you'll have to ask yourself if it's cheating because you're using 5% of nitrocellulose. And again, I'm sure there's going to be people that are upset about this. But this stuff is bitchin'. And the thing I like about it the most is it pretty much performs just like our ammonium nitrate powder. In fact, it's actually a little bit better. It's just as clean. The fouling is just as soft. And again, that's a 5-shot group. I think the last time we did this stuff, it might have only been 3. Either way, super bitchin'. Consistent, accurate, powerful, just about as good as it gets. And Reloader 7, I think, is not exactly unobtainable. I hope not, anyway. I think depending on where you're at in the country, it depends on what powders are available. In my neck of the woods out here, we have trouble getting Alliant powders. I'm not sure why. We just don't see them. No trouble getting Hodgdon stuff. We can get all the Hodgdon powder you want, minus Trail Boss. But Alliant powders are a lot harder to get a hold of. Luckily, I have several pounds of Reloader 7 because I use it for standard smokeless loads like 3030 and a couple of other things. So I have plenty of it. I also have plenty of 5744, which I think I mentioned at the beginning of this, that it works equally as well, and it's easier, cheaper, and I don't know if it's any more or less safe than ammonium nitrate, but it's easier and cheaper to get a hold of. And it doesn't slow the flash rate down to where your flintlock suffers performance, at least not in my flintlock anyway. So if you guys want to see the 5744 as well, we could do that. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, as usual, folks, if you thought this video didn't suck, do me a favor and hit the like button. Consider subscribing. And if you did think it sucked, go make your own damn video.